Hello, everybody. I've got some stuff to bring to the table that I've been, thinking about for a long time, and one of them is steroids. The girls that used to live in that house in 1122 King all are beefed up to the max, and in a very short time frame too. Like for the amount of muscles they have, yeah, you got to work a lot to get those muscles. They didn't. It was not nearly the amount of time it would take to inquire something like that. So, and they, many of them were in that house. Now they all kind of have OnlyFans pages with their muscles and all that kind of stuff. And one of them was Ashlyn. There's several of them. There's several of them anyway. So I got to me thinking about, like the cloning of the mule and how they make steroids, bovine, that kind of thing. And then I got to thinking about GHB. Okay, so when I was years and years ago, my best friend lived in San Diego, and her roommate used to go work out all the time at this one gym who had a bunch of bodybuilders in it. And they were always talking about using the GHB to build their muscles. Like it did something to them. I'm not exactly sure how it worked, but bodybuilders started using it. Well, then, how it became this what drug, I don't know how that even came to be, but somehow it did. So that gave that GHB a really bad name, but you have to be very careful with it. So I was also talking to another good friend of mine who's like from the East Coast, and like of course they're always way ahead of anybody else. The East Coast is, right? So what she was telling me was that you could buy a bottle, like a regular water bottle, that was already mixed with GHB, which they called, there's many different names. You can call it Scoop, they call it Soap, they call it Georgia Homeboy, which made me think of the cops in Banfield when they said, oh, Homeboy lied to you. Homeboy, yeah. Which also brings me to the Venmo between Dave Barry and Saeed. And all it said was, all it had on it was a small G. Well, they also called GHB G. Okay? So, here's the thing with G. What I found out is that with G, it's odorless, it's tasteless. You have a little, the little blue caps they have on those little water bottles that you buy. Just the generic water bottles, the little teeny small blue cap. You fill that blue cap, you take that down, and it's like drinking 8 something beers, and you get a buzz in about 20 minutes. And this buzz, it's like your buzz, like you're high on beer or alcohol or whatever. And I guess it's kind of euphoric, you're just kind of happy and all that stuff. But if you take more, like say you take 2 capfuls of it, it renders your brain still there. You can still hear everything. You can, know everything that's going on around you. You just can't talk. You can't move your body muscles. You can't move. You're immobile. And you cannot speak. But your brain knows what's going on. You can see, feel, smell, hear everything. You just can't communicate. So this brought me to the point, the part where all of the athletic stuff. So you've got these, football players. You got these people, these cheerleaders. You got, all of them, all the athletes. They don't want to gain weight, right? But they want to have fun. So why not just go take a capful of GHB? Let the party roar, Get this party going. So GHB is dangerous. First of all, I think it kind of goes hand in hand with maybe what they're doing with the hazings, because it renders you immobile, right? Maybe that's how Hudson ended up face first in a creek. He couldn't move to get out of that creek. Think about that one. Think about all the parties we've seen, all the frat parties, all these hazings, where the kid dies because he can't move, he can't function. What if there was GHB mixed in with that alcohol that they beer bonged down their throats? Odorless, tasteless, no calories. You can have your fun and get your muscle on too. So I came across this article I haven't read it yet. Okay. Gamma hydroxybutyrate GHB for bodybuilding. This was in 2000. So that was really big in 2000, big time. Which doesn't mean it's not big now, because it is. So it's better known in the gym and on the street as liquid ecstasy, Georgia homeboy, grievous bodily harm, scary, right? Salty water, somatomax, easy lay, cherry menthe, and a host of other deceptive names. Compounds converted into GHB in the body are found in Reverant, Revitalizer, Blue Nitro, and Weight Belt Cleaner. So these are all GHB can be found in these. These are like, you find them in, you buy them at like the the weight store. Oh my God, the name of those stores too. That's actually sounds just like GHB would sound. What are the name of those? Is it GHB? No. But they have all the supplements and all that stuff, but they come in like these tubs with the screw off lid, and they have like a little scoop inside. Well, these, you mix these in water. You mix them in, protein shakes, things like that. These are definitely not full times, like percentage of GHB in them. It's only a slight amount that are in these, because it wouldn't be, the full-time bottles, like the bottles of Aquafina, like they would pay anywhere, this is like many, many years ago, anywhere from $250 to $300 per bottle. But each bottle, small capful of that water that's mixed in there was like 8 something or more beers effect to your body. So bodybuilders claim GHB improves their performances by releasing growth hormone, inducing restful sleep, and stimulating fat metabolism. So this is how they're getting their bodies to look like that so fast. Others, in my opinion, use GHB to lose weight, induce sleep, or produce euphoria, which is that high, that drunk guy, right? The latter effect allegedly is accompanied by aphrodisiac and disinhibitory effects. So basically an aphrodisiac, which is they're feeling a little sexual, aphrodisiac makes you feel, whatever. That's all, all stems around that. And disinhibitory effects, which means like you feel free to do, nothing's gonna, if you want to go jump on a freaking stripper pole and strip, you will do it on this stuff, because you don't have any inhibitions. You're just like, oh yeah, I'll do it. Giving GHB notoriety at rave dances and as a date you-know-what drug. GHB has another sinister side, exemplified by a growing list of athletes and partygoers who have died or had serious adverse effects from GHB and related substances. In December 1999, NBA basketball player Tom Gugliotta of the Phoenix Suns took an herbal remedy containing gamma, I don't want to say this word, butyrolactone, GBL, which rapidly forms GHB in the body. Remember that, you guys. He almost died from respiratory failure. Like Gugliotta, the lucky ones end up in emergency departments where recovery often is rapid and complete, leading casual observers to believe that medical attention is unnecessary if someone passes out after taking GHB. Given the serious consequences of using GHB casually and the importance of rapidly responding to its adverse effects, clinicians should be aware of this dangerous supplement. Background and nomenclature. Nomenclature? I don't know what that means. And endogenous substance, and endogenous. So endo, like it's a thing in your body, right? Obviously, I didn't proofread this before I started. I'm reading it with you guys. So, because I don't want you guys to think I'm pulling any punches here. This is stuff I'm finding you're getting. Okay, that's it. From my looking it up right then and there, to my brain, to your brain. So GHB is an easily synthesized from readily available chemicals. During the 1980s, it became popular among bodybuilders after studies showed it stimulated the release of human growth hormone. However, its sale was banned by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, in 1990 after numerous adverse effects were reported. In spite of this, products containing GHB were marketed as dietary supplements, and home manufacturing kits were developed. These kits remain a popular source of GHB. Other products containing closely related compounds, including GBL, also called furanone dihydro and 1,4-butene, whatever that means, butanidiol, those don't even go together, have been promoted by two bodybuilders. Both of these are converted rapidly into GHB in the body, with the same range of effects. Some products now claim to have all the same effects as GHB, but none of the banned substances. Some people have suffered GHB poisoning after using these products. GHB has been used as a drug because it rapidly causes muscle relaxation and reduced inhibitions. Some victims not only were sexually assaulted, but also had serious adverse effects, and several died. This led to passage of the Hillary J. Farias and Samantha Reed drug Prohibition Act of 2000. This congressional legislation modified the Controlled Substance Act and included GHB as a Schedule I controlled substance like opium and cocaine. Yet you can buy it over the counter. Pharmacology. GHB is found in most tissues of the body and probably is a neurotransmitter. GHB is formed endogenously by the breakdown of gamma aminobutyric acid, which is one of the principal inhibitory neurotransmitters and a CNS depressant. Orally, GHB is rapidly absorbed and eliminated, with its serum concentration peaking after about 40 minutes and heavily vanishing after 4 hours. So there you go. So you can't, it's not detected, right? You can't detect it after that long. Is that why they waited? They waited for, to call in? Could it be? Could it be they waited that long because they did that to make them render them unable to defend themselves? Just a thought. Mechanism of action. GHB's mechanism of action has not been elucidated. It crosses the blood-brain barrier, where it interferes with dopamine levels in a complex, dose-dependent way. GHB's release of the symptoms of narcolepsy. We know what narcolepsy is, right? It makes you fall asleep. You sit down, you fall asleep. Sit down, fall asleep. Is believed to be meditated via these dopaminergic effects. GHB facilitates deep sleep wave sleep, during which growth hormone release naturally occurs, which means it's good, not good, but it's the choice of the athletes, because they bigger, better, faster, stronger, right? That. And without having to work at it. There you go. This may explain why higher levels of growth hormone have been detected after GHB administration. However, the effect is short-lasting, and its effect on athletic performance and muscle mass have not been investigated. So what this is saying, and what I'm thinking this is saying, is that the bodybuilders that are using this, who knows what the long-term effect is going to be on their body? Really? Really. Clinical studies. A search of Medline, International Pharmaceutical Abstracts, and Toxline using GHB, GBL, and all those other big words, revealed no clinical studies of their effects on muscle mass or athletic performance. Clinical studies over the past 20 years have shown that GHB substantially reduces the signs and symptoms of narcolepsy. Narcolepsy is characterized by sudden sleep attacks, temporary loss of muscle tone while awake, cataplexy, and hypnagogic hallucinations, all of which are revealed by GHB. Now, I don't know what those hallucinations are, but I'm going to refer back to the police reports, right? The police reports. People are having, all of them, hallucinations, walking around like they're in a trance, like they don't know where they're at, unable to speak, unconscious but still breathing, yelling, screaming and yelling, like just all sorts of things, right? This is saying that in here. This is like, these are the effects of GHB. Some of them. I don't think they know all of them. GHB initially was used as an anesthetic agent, particularly with children. Oh my God. But was replaced by more effective agents. GHB has also been used during alcohol withdrawal, although its effectiveness here remains under investigation. So GHB, I believe it is something that they use, like the therapists, they'll use it, but they use it in a different form, and it's something that you take that doesn't make you feel like drinking alcohol. And I don't know if that's, and then that's not the other one. It's not like the one that makes you throw up, not that one. Totally different. It doesn't make you throw up and all that stuff. So adverse effects, the U.S. Drug Enforcement Agency connects GHB to more than 45 deaths and 5,500 emergency department visits since 1990. And that's the only ones they know of. Side effects range from nausea, vomiting, dizziness, and drowsiness to delusions, depressions, vertigo, amnesia, seizures, depressed respiration, bradycardia, low blood pressure, coma, and death. Right here again, police reports, hallucinations, seizures. You know how they're having seizures, right? Like they'll call up and there's someone having a seizure. There's a lot of them. Convulsions, depressed respiration, amnesia. Maybe this is where those suicides are coming in. Maybe these are people coming down off this stuff. Just a thought. Just a thought. Milder symptoms are elicited with 10 milligram orally, with unconsciousness and coma occurring with 5 milligrams. Jeez Louise. See how much that is? Nothing. People vary unpredictably in their responses, and the same person may react differently to the same dose on different occasions. Responses usually occur within 15 minutes of ingesting it, although even serious effects usually resolve within a few hours. One report of GHB-induced delirium lasted 9 freaking days. Some believe taking 2 or more capfuls daily can lead to addiction. No readily available serum test for GHB exists. Detection requires gas, chromatographic mass spectrometer urinalysis, which is not widely available in U.S. hospitals and does not differentiate between GHB and GBL. Drug interactions. GHB potentiates the effects of endogenous opiates and exogenous narcotics. Alcohol, benzodiazepines, and other neuroleptics potentiate the effects of GHB. No effective GHB antagonist has been identified. My God. Formulation. GHB is available as a clear, colorless, odorless liquid, or in salt form as a white powder. Proponents usually recommend that bodybuilders take 1 capful of liquid or powder daily before going to bed. Many also recommend experiencing with the dose until users get the desired effect. This recognizes people's variability in their sensitivity to GHB, but also is a recipe for adverse effects. Regulation. The FDA considers GHB, GBL, and BD unapproved and dangerous drugs and have confiscated products from retailers. The Date You Know What Drug Prohibition Act of 2000 reclassified GHB and its analogs as Schedule I drugs and resulted in the establishment of the nationwide surveillance of reporting system. Could this be what Kelley was reporting? Could this be what scared the crap out of all of them and made them animals and murderers, in my opinion? Pure speculation, just reading this and bringing it to you. Could knowing that their college career, their sports career, would be down the tubes if this ever got out? Corner Club is a sports bar. It's always been known as a sports bar. Mark will tell you himself in all of his articles, it is a sports bar. All the sports guys come there. It's like home, you know. Adam worked there. Adam was a sports guy. He played soccer, he played basketball, I think he played tennis, I think he fenced, pretty sure he fenced. I saw something a while ago, I can't find it now. Played hockey, liked to wear, you know, those full face ski masks, you know. Could Adam have been distributing GHB? Just speculation, just not, you know, it's not fact. This is just putting it out there. Just a thought. However, the law recognized that GHB may have a legitimate use in the treatment of narcolepsy and made allowance for alternative scheduling of particular drug products containing GHB, provided they obtain the usual FDA approval. On October 2nd, 2000, Orphan Medical Incorporated filed a new drug application with the FDA and hopes to begin marketing GHB for narcolepsy symptoms as Xyrem. And in mid-2001, in spite of the regulations, GHB was available in November 2000 on the internet bodybuilding pages set as a solvent only. Solvent. Do you have GHB in your cupboard? Conclusion. While GHB leads to release of growth hormone, no clinical studies support its effectiveness in increasing muscle mass or athletic performance. In contrast, significant evidence demonstrates that its use as a dietary supplement causes adverse effects. This contrasts with the lack of adverse effects with GHB in use of clinical trials for the treatment of narcolepsy, where 25 milligrams usually is taken at bedtime, followed by the same dose 3 to 4 hours later. While bodybuilders may start at this dose, they often take much more, hoping for increased effects. Additionally, the questionable quality of GHB synthesized on the street. Do you guys recall me saying that I believe something is being manufactured somewhere in that town? Just saying. Quality GHB is synthesized on the street, and its potentiation of its effects by alcohol may contribute to the growing incidence of adverse effects. Add alcohol, becomes dangerous. Even more dangerous. A recommendation. Bodybuilders and athletes should be actively discouraged from using GHB and related products. Products available on the internet or in health food stores cannot be trusted. The only current legitimate use for GHB in its trials of effectiveness for treatment of narcolepsy. Unfortunately, illegitimate use of GHB appears to be increasing. If bodybuilders present at emergency departments in an unconscious state, GHB overdose should be considered. Gastric lavage and charcoal are of little use since GHB is absorbed rapidly. Naloxone has been ineffective as its antidote. Protection of the airway and close observation while the body eliminates GHB often is sufficient for safe recovery. Patients who survive the acute crisis usually can be discharged after 6 to 8 hours. And down here we have references. The death of the party, all the rave, GHB hazards go unheeded. There's lots of references here. I'm not going to go into it because I'm going to get this out there. You can read about the law that came out, the Prohibition Act of 2000. You guys, this is serious. I believe, my opinion, that this is alive and well on that college campus, on both of them, actually. And I believe it's used for hazing, I believe it's used for many things, as well as what they used for back then, and they still use it for today, which is, you know what, the date something, you know, thing, which is disgusting. This makes me so sad. Can you imagine being totally aware of your surroundings, what's going on, and be face down in a creek and not be able to get out, and nobody can help you because you can't yell, you can't scream, nothing, yet you've been given this against your will, unbeknownst to you what you were getting. Who knows what they're getting in those drinks that they pour down their throats, in those beer bongs. The other day I watched this freaking one of those the ones on the campus where they're all riled, they're all, you know, like the Idaho girls, or there's another one too, I can't remember what's, Barstool something or other. Anyway, the guy, they go through this area, like I don't know, maybe it was possibly like a library or something, but it had one of those big huge copper bells like out in the front. They tipped it upside down and they poured alcohol right straight down it, and the guy got underneath it and drank it. Holy God, can you imagine what is up in that bell, what is literally coming off of that thing? Not to mention the toxicity you could get from the copper or the brass alone, the metals in there, but what else is in there? That's disgusting. Disgusting. All right, I'm gonna let you guys chew on this for a while, and I'm telling you, this is scary, and I believe this is a huge, if not the reason why this happened. And this is maybe what Maddie told Adam, that they knew about this. They knew about how Hudson passed because GHB was mixed in with his whatever it was. They knew how all of them, why everything happened. Maybe that's what Maddie told Adam, because maybe that's what maybe that's what Kaylee found out. Maybe that is what Kaylee found out. And how fast would that spread amongst that that athletic, you know, all of them in there, all of the sports people. You saw him at the grub truck. You saw the one with the number 9. He's a football player. The one that came up with the crazy ass, you know, hair and the tank top, same. There was a game. They were all in town. To hear that they might be getting in trouble for having GHB or using it or giving it to others, which would in turn cause deaths, would send them into a freaking tizzy. And I don't know how it affects the brain, this stuff, but it may, in a situation like that, may even enhance whatever is, well, like I said, the hallucination, all the stuff that it does. Enhance the paranoia or whatever of something. What they should have thought about was, you think that the college would have, I mean, if they're letting some guy get away with 9 different you-know-whats to the girls and didn't address it, you think they're gonna get mad at him for some GHB? Come on. This is Daddy Green we're talking about here. He's a fixer. He came in to fix that college. He ain't gonna let this happen. That boy's a fixer, you guys. He's not a president. He is a fixer. He is got so many jobs he's doing right now. To this day, like they're alive and well. He is a president, vice president, manager, whatever of all of these huge law firms. These, it is scary. The boy's a fixer. Yeah, he is. So anywho, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. In my opinion, speculation only. You guys have a great day. Thank you for listening. Oh, I want to tell you some names of this stuff, so hold on here. Let me find them. Okay, here's a few street names. We've got Georgia Homeboy. You know what that? Hey, Homeboy lied to ya. Homeboy lied to ya. Do you know what 213, he has a Venmo from Dave Barry to Saeed for a G? Guess what? Oh boy, guess what's next? It's called G. It's called goop. Grievous bodily harm. That's scary, and they still take it. Liquid ecstasy. Let's see. Oh, what are some other names? Oh, we've got Liquid X, Soap and Scoop. There's all different ones, you guys. They have some interesting names. Very interesting. Yeah, read that one. For parents, what is GHB? Is a popular drug. And date, you know what drug that can be deadly. There it is, right there. This is what your athletes are using. Oh yeah, it's called, let's see, what else? Juice is another one. Juice. I think I've even heard that on, yeah. So you can either inject it, you can drink it, or you can bathe in it. It's incredible. It's called Fantasy. Liquid E, Liquid X. Let's see, what else is there? Any other ones? Oh, oh my God! What the hey? What the heck is this? Gotta go there. Gotta go. Oh my God! Did you just see the name on this, you guys? Oh my God! Wait for it. Oh my God. Where is it? Come on, scroll on down. I'll link this in the description. Maybe, if I'm near lucky. No, just kidding. I'm gonna have to go back to find that one back there. Where are you? Come on. Dun, dun, dun. Poop, I'm gonna have to go. Oh, here we go. Let's see. Ecstasy. M. E. XT. Rolls. Beans. Clarity. Atom. Lover's speed. Hug drug. Liquid ecstasy. Grievous bodily harm. G. Soap. Scoop. Nitro. Blue night. You guys. Atom. 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 What the hell is going on? Atom.